6 minutes to 9. Now, 4 out of 10 of England's poorest boys will begin school without the language skills they need to learn. Well, this is according to a new study by a coalition made up of teachers, charities, parents and businesses. The Read On, Get On campaign is warning that these children who lag 15 months behind their peers at the age of 5 might never catch up. Well, we can talk now about this with Anne Fox, who's from the ICANN Children Communications Charity, and Becca Marsh, who's a nursery manager with Portico Day Nurseries. Good morning to you both. Good morning. And 15 months. When you hear this, and anyone, parent or not, is going to think that's a massive gap. A year and a half of schooling, isn't it? How can a gap like that be created?
There's many reasons, and we're not 100% sure of all of them. But what we know is that it is a real gap. We've used real statistics from real data collected from children. So it's quite startling. It is a 15-month gap, which means when they come at the age of 5 to do their first day in school, they're basically like a much younger child, a 3.5-year-old who isn't ready to learn.
So who's to blame?
We're not really sure if it's about blame. There's a number of factors that maybe make it happen. We know with boys that they do develop at a different rate to girls, but we also know that in settings like in Becca's, where there's really good language development, where we talk to children lots, give them opportunities to listen and to understand, where it's led by trained practitioners, that those children do catch up.
Well, Becca, if parents are concerned, and they will be, understandably, and they haven't got access to nurseries like yours, which, as Anne said, focuses on language skills, what should they be thinking about? What should they be demanding from nurseries or people who are looking after their children?
Well, I think it's, the choice of the nurseries now. You can read the inspection reports and choose a good nursery. But I think it's, it's that knowing that you've got the key person now, that you want these graduates in the setting out. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have an early years professional, and we've found that using her expertise to train the other staff and train the parents up is really helpful. I just think it's really important to educate the parents when they come in, and it's that partnership.
What kind of thing will you be telling parents? Because most people will think, of course I talk to my child. I'm with them all day. So how can this be my fault?
Well, I think it's just working in partnership and working closely with that key person, those informal chats at the end of the day. What we're using the 4 Children document quite a lot now at the minute, and it's the development matters in a parent-friendly way. So we're just giving them sentences from that to work on. Like recently we do coffee and cake afternoons, so we use that opportunity to really train parents, but in an informal way. We don't say, oh, today we're having training. We say, oh, we'll get some cake and some coffee and come in for a chat. And I think it's really important that parents get to talk to one another. Because it's become very apparent to me through talking to parents that it's not always common sense to read to your child at bedtime. So we just make it really fun. We have a library on offer.
And Anne, there's also the issue, I suppose, of who children should look up to. What kind of role models are offered? What should parents be thinking about in that sense?
One of the things for us is very much about, like, story time is any time, putting those kind of opportunities to learn lots of new words in everything you do, getting ready for bed at night, picking your favourite cereal, all the really complicated things you do when you're little, walking to nursery in the morning. So actually somebody who's quite good with their stories can be somebody that children look up to. And we know that they do. They have their favourites from CBeebies. It's really about modelling that stuff and just putting lots of language into what we do with children, because it does make a difference.
Are you optimistic that this gap can be narrowed in the coming years?
We are, because as well as these statistics being quite shocking, the evidence is very clear about what helps, and that's what we're really, really happy to know, that we can make a difference, that we're not making a false claim, put some money in this when money's tight for government. We know that this makes a massive difference. Becca's seen it in her own setting.
OK. Anne Fox, thank you very much. Becca Marsh, thank you very much for joining us on Breakfast this morning.
Thank you.